people's champ, a soldier for Allah. I'm back. This is Skip Crumpler, aka the BOXFATHER. I will appear June the 14th. You remember that date, June the 14th, on the D Hall and the People's Show. It's going to be a great show, so be ready to go. I'll bring your questions and your comments. I'm going to be swinging. The bells is going to be ringing. I'm going to be throwing jabs, the best I have. So be there, June the 14th, on D Hall and the People's Show. It's going to be a J York production. Bring your questions and your comments. Represent the BOXFATHER, the baddest man on the planet. It's going down. Be there in town.
Woohoo! Time to get up!
Yeah. You know what it is. Let's go.
What a great sleep. Time to get moving.
We hit the show.
Ready for the day.
This podcast a winner. Yes, we are the winners.
Welcome to the D Hall People Show, where real voices, real stories, and real culture come together. From rising talent to headline makers, we bring you unfiltered conversations and the energy of the people, recognized, respected, and tapped in with the culture. Now, streaming live, this is the D Hall People Show.
Let the world know it's true. Where we laugh until we're blue. High energy and true. One of the other people view. Stepping right in the view. We keep it fresh, sharp and refined. Never too askew.
Up it goes.
We bring the heat on cue. Yeah, it's a
Perfect
people
fit.
show vibe. Feel the spark ignite with the sun in your drive. Make your day feel bright, yeah. Make your day feel bright, yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. This podcast a winner. Yes, we are the winners. Yeah. This podcast a winner. Yes, we are the winners. Yeah. This podcast a winner. Yes, we are the winners. We are the winners, yeah. Let us come up in this river. Yeah. Let's go and swim in the river. Step up, hit the mic, drop your story, feel alive. We're a platform
A
for
J
the
York
dreams that
production.
we thrive. Every guest is a star, just flash.
What's up? What's up? Good to see y'all. Thank y'all for joining the program today. We are live. We're live again. We try to be consistent, but sometimes it doesn't work that way. You dig what I'm saying? But nevertheless, we are here. Good to see you. Thank y'all for joining me on the D Hall People Show in conjunction with my man, J York. Man, it's a warm day. It's hot. It's warm. It is what it is. How have you been able to stay cool? You know, how have you been able to stay cool in the last few days? A lot's been going on in the world. I'm not going to get into it, but y'all already know what I'm talking about with the different court proceedings and stuff like that with Carmelo Anthony. That's something to be talked about. I mean, it's all over everywhere. But I'm not going to get into that. You know, I may say something at the end of the program. But today we got the BOXFATHER. Yeah, y'all share the video, man. Y'all share the video. That's one thing that you can do for me to help support the program, the BOXFATHER, and my man J York. Yeah, y'all also make sure you call into the People Show, man. This is one of the best shows you can come on. Yeah, I say that because it's my show. For sure, man, no doubt. But before I get started, this is an online program. This is the work of talk and discussion. This is an online talk show that educate adult audiences. Some things may not be educated for children. So if you would watch kids, you know, because I will get out of line. I get out of line sometime on my show now. I don't know about nobody else. But I get out of line sometimes. But look, I'm glad to have my man back on. I've been knowing him for a period of time now, and I'm not talking about 1 or 2 years, but it's over that. Anyway, me and Skip been knowing each other for a long time now, and glad to have him back on. It's been a while. It's been almost 1 year. And this is going to be unbelievable because he came on in 2025 of June last year. Guess what? He's here in June again. Hey, see how things work out. No doubt. Let's get my man in. He's ready to go. We're gonna talk boxing today. We're gonna talk whatever comes to mind. Share the video one time. We appreciate it, man. My man, there he is. Always looking
What's
good.
up, Donnie?
Always
Well,
looking good.
I'm back.
You're back, man. It's been a year, man. It's been a year. I can't believe it. I can't believe it, man.
I can't believe it either.
How you
1 year, the BOXFATHER back on the baddest show on the planet, the D Hall Show, the J York production. The BOXFATHER's in the house.
I know that's right, man. It's y'all sit back, get ready. You can call in if you want to talk to my man. There's the numbers running across there, 919. I think that's what is that? 919. Let me, because I can't see it. Yeah, there it is. 919-410-8736. You can call in, speak to my man. He'll answer all your questions. This is your chance to talk with one of the best trainers in the world, not just in North Carolina, but in the world, because he's well known all over. But anyway, shout out to Bryant Papas. I think that's Bryant.
My man.
Yeah. Appreciate you stopping in, man. Share the video if you would. We're getting ready to get started. Skip, if you would, please tell the people who you are and where you're from.
I'm Skip Crumpler, aka the BOXFATHER, in the house. I'm a boxing coach. I'm a trainer. I can do it all.
There you have it, man. A man of all the you master your tricks. So you good at what you do. You dig what I'm saying? No doubt about it.
Right.
Since the last time we talked, man, like I said, it was June 2025 of last year. Here it is, June 2026. Man,
right.
Tell me, what has been, and maybe you could tell me this, what has been your biggest change that you've seen in boxing overall? What has been the biggest change that you see now since 2025?
Well, it's not too much of a change. You know, we had the big fights with Terrence Crawford and Canelo. That's one big change since the last time I think we had this conversation.
Yes, sir.
And I know boxing is still growing, especially with the females. I'm falling in love with the female boxing now, not only Clarissa Shields, the other upcoming females that's boxing. And I mean, it's exciting. I mean, you know, boxing is the best, to me, one of the best sports on the planet.
Yep, it sure is. And we want to talk about, I want to talk with you, Skip, about, let's talk about the scene here in our state of North Carolina. What do you feel would make it grow? What do you feel would make it grow in North Carolina, the boxing scene?
Well, one thing I feel would make the boxing in North Carolina grow, we have more events, better bouts and stuff. And I know money is always an issue, but, you know, we want to get some of the best fighters, some of the best fights here in the South. You know, we want the promoters just put on some good shows. And, hey, man, I'm excited about North Carolina. This is my home. And like I said, we just got to do more in North Carolina. I mean, we got South Carolina, North Carolina, you got Virginia. You know, I'm talking about the South in general. I mean, we all got to pull together as resources. And instead of talk about each other, we got to work with each other, you know, and this is what's going to make us a better.
Yeah, exactly. Because, you know, you think about it, you know, that would be one of the biggest things that would help North Carolina in the boxing scene, period, is to help each other and grow. And just like you said, and I'm piggybacking off of that because that was my thinking as well. Big shouts out to my man, Tony Burgess. What's happening, Tony? You know your date is coming, brother. We putting it together, Tony. Glad to
my man, Tony.
He's in the house. Tony's always around.
That's my brother Tony and Brian Peppers and Tony.
Yeah. I appreciate y'all coming in. Share the video if you will. Thank you so much. I know that you work with a lot of different fighters throughout your years, amateur and pros. But I want to touch a little bit on the amateur. What is the most common mistake that you see in amateurs making today that you didn't see maybe a year ago today? You know, what do you see the most
things
common?
that I notice in amateur boxing now the rules should be changed. You know, a lot of times you got fighters, got bouts to come up, and someone always pull out. See, in pro boxing is different. You pull out, you either can get suspended or you can get fined. Amateur boxing, you got people traveling hours, miles and miles, and then train hard for a bout, and then by the time you get a call, I mean, the host of the show tells you, I mean, the guy changed his mind, and nothing is done. Something should be done, but they should be penalized when they're not showing up at an event. You know, just like pro shows, they should be suspended for maybe 60 or 90 days, depends on what the situation is. That's bad for amateur boxing. I mean, the game is growing. It's just the fighters are not showing, you know, because like a lot of time we have fighters go to show, hey, it's a no show. Last minute, the person pull out. What are we going to do about this? You know, amateur boxing got to change the game. You know, they got to make it so if a fighter pull out in a fight that he's scheduled to fight, they should be suspended. Even it could be indefinite, but we really want to go maybe 30, 60, or 90 days. Depends on the situation.
Right, correct. Yeah, I get it. Because I was just wondering, you know, in that sense of what you're saying, what would, you know, make it better, you know, in the amateur field. Want to shout out some people that just coming on. King Cam, my man King Cam, I've been trying to get in contact with you, man. I sent you a message, you never got back with me, but we appreciate you coming on. Been on my show before, and he also said, Skip, what's up? This is Marcus Walker. King Cam.
What's up, King Cam? What's up, my brother?
Yeah.
Love
King
that brother.
Cam.
King Cam.
Yeah. Good guy. I like him, man. I like him.
Glad you joined us.
Yeah, glad you joined us. Thank you. He's over on YouTube. We see you over on YouTube, man. We appreciate you, man. Thank you for stopping it. And you know, let me say this before we move on. This show here is for everybody. You know what? I see a lot of, and you know, people can do what they want. They can say what they want. They can run their podcast how they want. But this show here, we want to bring you on, and we appreciate y'all, man, for stopping in. Skip, your training. When you are training your fighters, what do you emphasize on the most? Is it defense or is it offense?
Well, really both of them, because when you're training fighters, you know, number one, they got to be disciplined. And, you know, we work more on techniques. Really, a lot of fighters get in there wanting to throw power shots, show how strong. I say that's not the way. You got to learn your techniques before you learn anything about boxing. All right. Once you learn the techniques, although basic fundamental, everything will work in place. But like, get back to your question. Yeah, we teach defense. You know, you try to hit and don't get hit. And offense, you want to throw more punches. You know, and but, you know, defense and offense, both of them connected together. And that's basically what we teach at our gym.
Right. Okay. Let me ask you this then, since we're on this topic. Would you say that defense is your offense? Would you say that?
Yeah, I would say defense is your offense. Yes, absolutely. Because when you pick a shot, you got to throw a shot, you know? Right. So it's connected. One can't go without the other. If you ain't got no defense, you know, you open for offense, okay? Getting hit and everything. So a good fighter is a good defensive fighter and know how to throw punches, how to move, slip, weave, bop, you know, and throw and keep that jab going. You know, that jab is the most important weapon in boxing. Everything works behind the jab. You got to have a good jab. The best jab I seen a fighter with was Larry Holmes. He had one of the best jabs in the business. I'm sure you agree with that, Larry Holmes.
Yeah, sure.
You know,
sure. Yeah, no doubt about it. Tyreek Whitfield, what's up, my man of Whitfield Promotions? There, what's
my man Tyreek.
Yeah, Tyreek's in the house, man. He says, Skip, who is your jeweler?
Oh yeah, well, you know, I don't want to tell everybody my secret. You know, I'm lean, I'm mean, and I'm clean. And that's my dream, you know. Tyreek, you know, trying to get too far away. By the way, Tyreek, I can't wait to get on your show, August the 29th at the Hilton. Oh my God, the BOXFATHER will be in the house. Oh man, well, I can't wait. I'm not even going to hesitate.
Yeah, you know what? We got to get it back with Tyreek, a great guy, young guy, doing his thing there on his promotions. We'll get with him very soon. Matter of fact, let me give everybody a round of applause here, brother. Thank you for stopping in, man, and sharing the video. Tony Burgess says you got to have both defense and offense. That's what he's saying there. No doubt about it.
Tony Burgess, nobody knows better than Tony Burgess. My man, he knows.
Yeah, I know that's right, man. I know that's right. Tony, my man. We got something special for y'all. With Tony, we got something special for y'all coming up pretty soon. Skip, I want to ask you something, man. Where you hear a lot of people say there are fighters that just have the other fighter's number. You know what I'm saying? And it seems you just can't beat that guy. And let me give you an example, people. Vernon Forrest beat Sugar Shane Mosley twice in the amateurs. Then when they became pro, he beat him twice again. What would you say that Vernon had his number? Is that true? That a fighter has the other fighter number, he just can't beat him?
Well, yes, I would say Vernon had his number. Vernon was a unique fighter, a great fighter. I love Vernon. In fact, I love Sugar Shane and Vernon Mosley. But Vernon was a type of fighter with a winning mentality. Sometimes it has a lot to do with your mindset. You got to believe yourself. You got to believe you're better than the next person. Don't look at all his records and all the numbers and everything. In your mind, you the best. You the best it is. So Vernon knew from the start that he could beat Sugar Shane. Okay? Right. Vernon was a dedicated, determined fighter, and he was a dog. He was a dog in the ring. He was like, I'll say Sugar Ray Leonard. There was a dog in the ring. They were asked, would Sugar Ray Leonard be better than, is he better than Mayweather? I said to myself, Mayweather's a good defensive fighter, offensive fighter, but he's not that dog like Sugar Ray Leonard is. I know that's another subject, but I'm just like, you got to be a dog in that ring, man. You got to be a beast. Yeah.
Well, let me ask you this, because, and this is something that I was thinking of. Vernon Forrest, and I'm talking on Vernon's because he would have, do you think in your mind, him and Floyd, because they was right there at the welterweight, if I'm not mistaken, I think they were both welterweight. Do you think Floyd could have beaten Vernon Forrest?
Well, styles make fights. Yes, I think Floyd, being honest speaking, I think Floyd will beat Vernon for one reason. Floyd was one of the best fighters, he was like a chess fighter. He might give you a round or two and figure you out. It's like a puzzle, a chess game. So, styles make fights. Well, it'll be a tough fight, but with Sugar Shane, when he fought Vernon Forrest, the styles make fights. It's a different fight. Vernon Forrest, Sugar Shane were more a forward fighter, and same as Vernon Forrest. Mayweather got the shoulder roll. He know how to pull from punches. He know how to slip good. Mayweather's a different fighter. You got to be a beast to get in there with Mayweather. And you see how he contained Pacquiao, Pac-Man, and Pac-Man was a beast, right?
Yeah.
But see, like I said, it's levels to the sports, and style makes fights. And the style that Mayweather got is hard to figure out.
Right.
All right. Okay. But to answer your question, I think he would beat Vernon Forrest. I really do, in my opinion, because Mayweather had that style that you mean, it'll puzzle you. You don't know what he gonna come in at.
Right. Okay. All right. I just wanted to know, that was if y'all got questions, y'all can call in. Don't be scared. The line is open. There's a number running across the board. If you got any questions that you want to ask the BOXFATHER, we're gonna talk about that. The BOXFATHER. I gotta ask.
BOXFATHER in the house.
Hey, Skip, can you describe to me the process when your fighter may be losing a fight after the first 3 rounds? It's maybe an 8 or 10 round fight. What do you say to him to try to get him on the right track?
First, you got to listen first. A lot of fighters in the ring, you try to give them advice and they don't listen. Number one, you got to tell him, it depends on what the situation is that he's behind in the fight. sometimes you got to tell your fighter, look, you got to keep it real with him. I said, man, you losing, you blowing like Angela Dundee told Sugar Ray Leonard. You blowing it, son. You know, you got to pick the tempo up, you know. You got to throw more jabs or more combination, whatever needs to be done. You got to do that. Because when you behind in a fight, you know, they pick it up. Sometimes you're going to have to go above and beyond. You know, you're going to have to go all out. But first, the main thing you got to do, most of the time, I tell my fighter, try to dictate every round, dominate every round. Even if you don't knock your opponent out, try to dominate each round, because the judges can look 2 or 3 different ways. You know, they can be for you or against you, you know? You know, I would tell a fighter, man, I say, you got to pick it up. You got to pick it up. You got to throw more punches. You got to do this. You got to do that. But, you know, it depends on how the fight is going.
Okay. Tony says, step up or get out. Tony says, step it up or get out.
That's right. Tony, right. You got to, that's right. Tony's telling the truth. You got to step your game up.
Yeah, got to step it up. Right. Matter of fact, let me give Tony a round of applause and everybody else that's in here today.
My man, Tony.
Yeah. Let me ask you something. How did you get the name the BOXFATHER?
Say that again.
Oh, I'm sorry. How did you get the name?
Oh, how did I get the name BOXFATHER?
Yes, sir.
Well, it's a friend of mine that I grew up with, his father named Sam Haney. He's from Raleigh, North Carolina. And he be doing a lot of audio. He be doing a lot of movies. He does it all. And one day he sent me a link, a picture, say the BOXFATHER. I said, ooh, that was like 6 or 7 years ago, maybe longer. I said, oh, I like that. It just grew on me. That word, the BOXFATHER. I fell in love with that BOXFATHER. And so I start posting it on social media everywhere, Instagram. I mean, you can put a lot of slogans on a person, but that BOXFATHER, I say, who else is the BOXFATHER but me? Who do more for boxing than I? You know what I'm saying? I don't want to be building a lot of these low down, laid out fighters record. They can talk about me, trash me like a dog. Gervonta Davis fought his first fight was with one of the BOXFATHER skip fighters. Third fight with one of my fighters. Sergio Kovalev, he made a pro debut on Walter Johnson show in Greensboro with one of my fighters. I can say the hell with them what they say about the BOXFATHER. You need me. I don't need you. You need me. Waking me up 3 or 4 o'clock. And let me say one more thing, Donnie. Let's keep it real. I don't care how they feel. You know, fighters be talking about you like a dog. And the same one used to talk bad about me, call me 3 o'clock in the morning. Hey, Skip, how you doing, brother? I said, I'm doing fine. What's up? I need a fight. I had 2 or 3 fights to fall out. If anybody could pull a rabbit out and had it's you. You know, the same ones that, you know, and a lot of people say, Skip, I wouldn't deal with them. I say, no, I'm getting money. I say, pay me because you won't play me. You know, getting paid for this stuff, you know?
Yeah, the same ones that
sorry if I got really excited, Donnie, but you know, the spirit is in me.
Hey, look, man, this is it. This is what it is right here, man. You can say what you got to say, man, because there's some things that need to be said and for the public to hear.
Yeah.
Especially when you're talking the damn truth. You dig what I'm saying? So,
and this is the truth.
There you go. There's the truth. And this is the People Show. The doors are open. Hey, talk your talk, my brother. Talk your talk, because we don't hold shit back here on this program. You dig what I'm saying?
I'm with you.
Yes, sir.
And I got a lot to say. Somebody better pray, because the BOXFATHER got a lot to say.
That's it.
Hey, Don, let me add on something. You know, I got a few phone calls. I can be getting texts, emails, and stuff. Hey, Skip, why you put these guys in the ring? You know, these guys can't fight. You know, they inexperienced. I say they got to eat. They got to live. Which one you rather for these fighters to be in the ring, boxing, trying to do something with their life?
That's right.
Or be out there in the street gang banging. I say, I'm from the hood. I go in the hood. I pull fighters from out of the hood, not to finance me. Yes, I get paid for what I'm doing, but I put money in their pocket. People say, are you robbing people? I ain't robbing a damn soul. Most of my fighters can tell you when I got them about, I don't take any money from them. They need every penny they got. They got to pay child support, lawyers, etc., everything. So, a lot of people would try to degrade you, downgrade you, and don't even really know you. They go by here, say what other people say about you. But I'm going to tell you about the BOXFATHER. You should love me. Yeah. I'm going to be the last one on the planet. I made boxing. Boxing didn't make me. Sorry about that, Don. I feel good.
It's okay, man. Hey, man. Hey, we love it. Hey, man, ain't nothing wrong with talking the truth and spitting it out today on the People Show, man. You dig what I'm saying? Because that's what it's about, man. That's what it's about. That's what this show is about, man. If you got something you want to say it now. So, the people are in here. You dig? You're doing it, Skip, and I appreciate you doing that, man. Want to say hello to some people that just came in here. Let's see. Spicy Gray, what's happening? Thank you for coming on the People Show and checking us out today. Always doing her thing on her program. She also has a podcast. Go check her out. Go see what's going on with her program as well. Jonathan Felton, Skip, he says, Skip, don't trip. We'll tell it like it is off the rip.
Yo, my man Jonathan, the real deal. The hell with Holyfield. He got the skills. He paying the bills. Yeah, how you doing, Jonathan? My brother.
My brother. My man talking that stuff today, boy. Y'all better tighten up out here today, for real, man.
Brian Papa.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get it right.
But Brad Popularizer.
Brad, my man, Brad is always there when I need him. Always there by my side. I love that brother.
Yeah. He says Skip says a lot of shows. He helps out the local kids out and coming out of his pocket to help. He helped these kids. Hey, all right, brother. All right.
That's right.
That's right. Yeah, that's right. As a matter of fact, let's talk about that. You train a lot of fighters in your time frame. And overall, what is your main objective, with the fighter as a person? And how do you, what is your main objective with the fighter as a person,
Well, you look at a fighter character, it defines the fighter. I look at a fighter, not only their skills and everything, their personality has a lot to do with it, because intelligent fighter will listen to you. But you take some fighters think they know everything, so arrogant and whatnot. They think they know everything. But, I like a fighter that will listen because they will learn, not the one going to try to tell you what to do. Why are you the coach? And they're going to tell you what to do. They need a coach and you need to fight, But, a fighter got to be disciplined. And he got to respect the game, know the game, and be in the game. Right. And, and I'm going to tell you something, Donnie. Sometimes I had to straighten some of them guys out. I'm going to tell you, the BOXFATHER's no joke. I'm not on dope, so don't look for me to have a stroke. The BOXFATHER's on time. I deal with fighters into a lot of crimes. But, this is me. I'm the one that people need to see. Talk to the BOXFATHER, and I'll tell you what's going on before you get home.
There you go, man. And I like that talk, man. This is a question that was popped up to me from one of my guests. It says, have you ever been the cut man for Bud Crawford?
No, I've never been a cut man for Bud Crawford. I love Bud Crawford. I know his coach, Bomac. I would love to be a cut man for Bud Crawford. But by the same token, he's one of my idols. And I got to know Bud Crawford, and he's a good guy, good personality and everything. And but I never, to answer your question, I've never been a cut man. I wish he was on my list.
I think they asked that question because they saw, y'all had pictures together, and they didn't know if y'all was, you had worked this corner or anything to that nature.
We got a video on YouTube, Bud and I, and a couple of videos with Roy Jones, Bud and I, Roy Jones. I love those guys, Roy Jones Jr., Bud Crawford, and so many. I can go on and name, but I know we don't have that much time. But the videos, I got to know Bud. I talked to Bud and stuff, But otherwise than that, I'm not as cut man.
Okay. Let's get into some fights. A couple of fights that I want to discuss with you that's coming up. First of all, y'all will see right there in the bottom left-hand corner who wins the That's the question of the day about who wins the Jaron Boots and his Xander Zayas fight June 27th. Keys to victory. That fight's coming up, Skip, June 27th. Jaron Boots Ennis takes on Xander Zayas at 154 pounds. What are the keys to victory for Boots? Let's go with him first. Keys to victory.
Well, Boots, I have known Boots' father for over 25 years, both. All right, we're good friends. In fact, Boots' father used to come here and bring some of his fighters here in the South, in North Carolina. And in fact, Boots had his oldest son, Derek, fighting, another great fighter, you know. And to me, Boots he's an upcoming fighter. He's one of the best fighters it is, you know. And people used to say Boots ain't fight nobody. How can you fight somebody if they don't want to fight you? You know, Boots don't make the fights. The promoters make the fights. But Boots will fight anybody. He's classy. I mean, he's a good defensive fighter, and he's tough. And I think he can take on the best out there. I really do. I have love for Boots Ennis. He's a good fighter, technical fighter, good defensive fighter. He moves well. He slip punches good. You know, he throw good counter punch. Boots got the whole package deal. He does it all. And like I said, his father is a master trainer. He learned a lot from his father. He learned a lot watching. But that's a family of boxing. Boots, and you got two or three more brothers that fights. But Boots the best.
Okay. What do you think about?
But I think he can take on anyone out there right now. Since Terrence Crawford not in the game no more, I think all eyes on Boots.
Okay. What's your thoughts on Xander Zayas, the champion at 154 pounds? He's a Puerto Rican there. What do you think about him as a fighter? Xander Zayas.
Who is that?
Xander Zayas, the one that he's fighting.
I'm not being honest with you, Donnie.
Okay.
I know. I don't really know him that well. I haven't been doing any researches on him, but I heard he's a tough guy. But you know, if he fight Boots beat him. You know, the same thing. Quits are gonna come up. He ain't fighting nobody. You know, how can you give you can't give a person credit because nobody don't want to fight him or what? Are they ducking fighters? You know, I don't know that fighter, but my understanding he's real good. But I think Boots better.
Okay.
It's levels to this sports. I think Boots better. I think he gonna be the top dog now since Terrence step down. He's going to step up. Canelo losing his touch. You know, I'm naming some of the guys from the past that right now won't last. You know, some of the old. But I think Boots going to be the man. He going to be the one to look up to.
Okay. And this is an interesting fight right here. That's coming up July the 25th. It's the return of Earl Spence, and he's taking on Tim Tszyu in Australia, July the 25th. On Prime Video. What's your thoughts about that fight right there for Earl Spence? He said he wanted to come back. He wanted to take on the top person, and he didn't want no tune-up. He went straight to Tim Tszyu.
Okay, that's an interesting fight. Number one, we don't know why Earl got left. We don't know, is he mentally impaired or what? When he fought Terrence Crawford, he haven't had a fight since then. And we don't know if he's coming back for the money. He feel like he can, you know, achieve what he achieved before. So it's hard to say about Earl Spence. We don't know, do we have any more heart? It's so much to say about this fight, you know, and we don't know if he have anything left. It's been a long time. Plus he gonna be ring rust. You know, gym shape and fight shape, two different things. People got to understand that because the person can be in the gym 24/7 fighting, it's a different atmosphere if you ever been a fighter before. So we don't know what Earl have left. You know, he get hit. He haven't been hit in a long time. He haven't thrown a punch in a long time. So he fighting a fighter that is active, that's been, you know, fighting on a regular basis. So that's hard to say because we don't know what's left in Earl. I don't know why he's trying to jump to the top and he almost fall into the bottom. You know, I think he want to jump and fight the best out there because he want to hurry up and get some more money. But he probably in his mind, he feel like he still got it. That's yet to be seen. But then I wish Earl the best. I like Earl, But I wish him the best.
Wish him the best. Take that. Before I get to my next question, I want to ask you. Hello to Brandon Laskley. He said, "There he is, Skip. What's up, champ? Tim Zoo is tough. It will be a great
What's
fight.
up?
Pulling for Spence."
Yes.
Laura Reed. Hello, how you? See you, Laura Reed. Thank you for joining in on your live today, everybody. Right here, numbers running across the board. You want to call in and talk to Skip and everybody. If y'all want to, you can call in and ring that number and ask them questions. He's here for all your questions. Laura Reed says, "Hi, Dottie and Skip. I see
I'm
my
here.
friend Tony." Yeah, he's in here. Tony Burgess is in here. Yeah, he's in here. Before I go to my next question, if you was training Earl, you know he's been off. His last fight was against Bud. What would you do? What would you do to try to prepare him? What would you do?
First, Earl, I got to talk to him. I got to get into his mind. It's not only his act, his mind. You know, he got to have that confidence that he once had. Is he going to be the same Earl? I'm saying, Earl, you did it once, you can do it twice. You know, you got to believe in yourself more. You can't start thinking about how long you've been out and everything. You just got to get in there and be you, but try to be the best of you. You got to get in there and try to throw more punches. And you got to try to dominate the fight, man, because everybody's going to be watching you. They think, you know, since you lost to Terrence Crawford, there's nothing left in you. I think Earl, man, got to be on track. First, I try to get in his mind. I want to ask him, how bad do he want it? He willing to go all out to get it. See, you got to know his thinking, you know, what's inside him upstairs, man, because I don't know. We don't know the real reason why he's coming back. It's been such a long time. Is he hungry? Is he broke? Does he need the money? Is he in the kin to Adrian Broner? What? We don't know what the situation is. So, you know, we got to pray for that brother. He don't been in a car accident. He don't got hit with a lot of left hooks and right hand by Terrence Crawford. I don't know how this man mind frame is. We, like I said, we got to pray for our brother, but I wish him the best. He need to be blessed.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Matter of fact, let's give a round of applause. You put that together. You just spoke on his name. And that was my next question I want to talk to you about, which is Adrian Broner. We see him now. He's all over the internet. He's
social media.
Yeah, he's all over with the guy Dean the Great. He's doing, you know, he's drinking. He's doing stuff outrageously. From what I can see. On a streaming platform, he's on Kick. In your honest opinion, what went wrong with Adrian? What went wrong?
Well, I think it stemmed from when he lost that fight with what's the guy named O'Donnell, whatever his name, and I don't think he got his mindset back together, and then he was losing a couple fights back to back, and most of all, I think Adrian lost that passion. He wanted to be a fighter and a thug too, you know, and the environment that he's in is not good for him. He's my understanding. He's been drinking, almost an alcoholic and stuff, and people losing interest in him. You know, he's once Adrian Broner that most of us used to know. Man, he was one of the baddest guys on the planet. Man, what happened to him? Sometimes you can lose one fight, can change your whole lifestyle. Okay, when a person is winning, they feel like they're on top of the world. You know, once they lose a fight, you want to know what they really made of. You know, man, they lose confidence in themselves. They feel like they're going to be a champion, never going to be a champion. I've seen a lot of fighters with a good record, undefeated, and they'll lose one fight and they fade away. Why? Because they don't have that confidence no more. I think Adrian Broner had lost the passion for boxing. I think he needs the money. I can be wrong. This is my personal opinion. I think, you know, because, you know, every time you see him on social media, he about drunk. What does that tell you? That tells you going through something through life, some kind of stress and something. And you think alcohol is going to solve the problem. It's going to bring you down more and more. So I think Adrian, I like Adrian Broner. He used to be one of my favorite fighters. I pray for him that he get his life together. And maybe it's another chance he could get back in boxing. But he got a long ways to climb up, man. He got a long mountain the clown, man, because he done so much that destroy his boxing career. I don't know if he ever get it back together.
Get it back together. Yeah, I can agree with that. It's a long road, to going back to where he was. I thought he was going to be one of the prominent superstars, to be right behind Floyd, in that sense. They was parading him to be that way, especially on HBO and on Showtime and all that when he was younger, in his younger days. Which he still is young now, but I'm just saying that's how they had him paraded.
Right.
Wow. I want to touch on one more fighter. He hadn't fought in a while. I think he hadn't fought in a year, and I think it's Laura Reed's one of her favorite fighters, Gervonta Tank Davis. He's got a fight proposal up to fight Kid Austin, Floyd Schofield. Man, what do you think about Gervonta Davis making his return back to the ring if he make it back?
Oh, I love it. I love Gervonta Davis. I love his coaches, Kelvin and Kenny Ellis, Kelvin Mill. And I think Gervonta is going to be on track. He's been training like a monster. He's been training hard and everything, and he got that determination. He's still a dog in the ring. He probably have a lot of personal problems like we all do. Some people don't know about it, but we all got something in the closet that, got to come out.
Right.
But I think Gervonta is going to be fine. He's tough. He's still young. And I think like he's been going through a lot of something, but once he get in the ring and get hit someone, all this is going to go out the window, So I think Gervonta Davis, I really think he's going to make it back to the top. I don't see nobody beating him. They talking about putting him in there with not Devin Haney, what's this other kid from New Jersey?
I know he's getting,
the kid,
I know they got the fight.
They talking about
Floyd Schofield, Kid Austin. That's the one they're talking about right now. Coming, they got the bid. Well, it's mandated now, but they're just trying to get the money right for the fight. So, that's the one he's talking about. Floyd Schofield, Kid Austin. They call him Kid Austin. I think he's like 20 something, 22, 23.
Undefeated. That'd be a good fight for him, right?
Yeah.
Right.
That's what they're talking about right now. Yeah. Hey, we've got a fun question here. Fun question. In your opinion, in the entire history of boxing, period, who is the pound for pound greatest in your mind? Well,
I'm not going by record. All right. I'm going I'm gonna tell you, to me, the one that I love the best. I'm gonna put it that way. Even though he lost a lot of fights as he aged, I'm a Muhammad Ali fan. I'm a diehard Muhammad Ali fan and Sugar Ray Robinson fan. Okay, and I'm going back. I'm old school. All right. Yeah. So I'm going back to Jack Johnson, which a great heavyweight. But I'm more with Muhammad Ali. He was the people's champ, just like this is a people's show. You got to use the people's show. The D Hall show. And Muhammad Ali is like just the people's champ. And it's so much he did for boxing, even though he refused to go to the army due to his religion. But still, look how many people follow him. Elvis, the Beatles, the Jackson 5. He is not one picture of a celebrity that Muhammad Ali is not, have taken with, So I got to go with Muhammad Ali. He gonna be my favorite. Okay. He the one that brought me, watching him fight when I was a kid. Watching Muhammad Ali fight, that's what turned me on to boxing. The greatest of all time, Muhammad Ali. I love Mike Tyson too, but I love Muhammad Ali better.
Yeah. Okay. Got it. My next fun question is, in your mind, who is the hardest puncher in boxing, period, in your mind?
You talking about now, or the past, or the present, or the future?
All over. It doesn't matter. In period, past, present, future. The hardest puncher.
The hardest. It's a few of them. I like Big George Foreman, man. He was a bulldozer, Yeah. And to me, the hardest puncher was Ernest Shavers. He was a killer, a thriller, and he'll make you lay on a pillow. He was one of the best, hardest hitting. I would go with Ernest Shaver. And even the best fighters out there admit Ernie Shaver can punch hard. You know.
Yeah. Ernie
I got to go with Ernie Shaver. Yeah. God bless.
I agree with you on that one too, man. Wow, man. We're winding it down, Skip. It's always good to have you on the program. You know, and
likewise, but it's always good coming on this show.
Yeah, man, and get your insight on boxing and all that. Is there anything that you want to say to the young people of the world now that's coming up in this generation that could help them throughout their life?
Yes. First, I like to tell the young people who's coming up is to train hard, you know, be dedicated to the sports, you know, have that passion. You got to have the passion, you know, don't just you're not going to be good just for the money. You got to be good because for the love of the sports, you know, you got to believe in yourself, number one, and study your craft, you know, it's a lot to learn into boxing, you know, and try to get try to work with the best fighters out there. You know, you can't keep working with fighters that you make a punching bag because you're not learning anything. Sometimes you got to go out of state somewhere and get different sparring from different fighters. But the bottom line is train the hardest you can train like there's no tomorrow, because, you know, it don't take number one shot in boxing. Boxing is not like basketball. You can't play boxing. Basketball, yeah, they should shoot a lot of points. Football, throw a lot of touchdowns. Boxing don't take number one punch. Whether you educated, inexperienced, one shot can end your career. Okay? So you want to stay in good shape, tremendous shape. Stay in the gym. Train hard, because while you sleep, somebody else is up running, you know, and never be overconfident. Never, you know, don't think because you won a couple fights, you the best fighter in the world. Maybe you haven't fought anybody. You haven't challenged anyone. So I always feel like even the fighter that you fighting, he one of the toughest fighters that you had to confront, because a lot of people tell you, oh man, this guy don't lost so-and-so fight. He ain't beat nobody. That's the one you need to watch out for. Because they lying to you, especially a lot of promoters. They just tell me, hey, Skip, I got a fighter. He fought in 6 or 7 years. He had 2 or 3 amateur fights. He can't fight. I said, man, don't try to sell that crap to me. I don't want to hear that shit. You know? I say, look, man, you talking to someone that know boxing. I said, won't you go and tell me you want me to get my fighter for him? Don't try to lie to me, and I know the game. Yeah, but you know, people try to sell you a fight like they'll try to sell you a car. You looking over the hood, not under the hood. You know, in the hood. But so, you know, I tell a fighter, train hard and be disciplined and listen to your coach. Hopefully you got a good coach, but but you know, believe in yourself. You know, feel like you're the best fighter on the planet. You are trained like that. Once you start doubting yourself, you're not about yourself. So don't doubt yourself. You got to have the ability. And the only way you're going to have that is you really believing in yourself. Self-belief, hard training, and determination. Yeah,
that's true. That's so true, man. And you said everything in a nutshell for the young folks today, man. And Skip, we really appreciate you coming on, man. You got any questions that you want to ask me?
Yeah, I just want to add on one thing. You know, I used to get a lot of feedbacks from people. They were fans. They would say, well, Skip, you put, like I said on your last show, you putting these guys off the street on the show, they can get hurt, so and so and so. I tell them, go to hell. These guys don't face drive-by, gang banging and everything. Which one worse, some 8 or 10 ounce glove or someone shooting at you with some bullets? You know, people could kill me. I'd say the fighter that get hurt the most in the ring, the one that fights the most. If I put an inexperienced fighter in the ring, he don't last no more about 10 or 15 seconds or 2 or 3 minutes. All right, he's okay. He'll get up. It's the ones going 6 and 7 rounds, taking pounding, you know, trying don't want you to stop the fight. Those the ones normally have brain damage. I've been doing this over 25 or 30 years. Guys get knocked down, but they get back up. They don't last. Then I got good fighters that could fight. People don't want to fight them. Like Jamal Freeman. You know, I can go on and on in the list, but people don't want to fight them. You know, but like I said, I used to get a lot of beef about putting guys in the ring. And the ones that beef me, they asked me for the fighter. You know, if I got a guy 0 and 9 ain't been past 1 or 2 rounds, what the hell you expect out of him? Tell me
That's
what you
right.
expect out of him. Don't blame me. Don't blame the fighter.
Right.
You already know his resume. You know, people could kill me coming at me. Oh, man, you got the. I'm a good trainer. And every time I got a good fighter, nobody wants to fight him. Oh, man, this guy, not because you're a winner, he don't been 4 rounds with this person. The guy can be 0-6, have won 1 fight. He been 4 rounds. They don't want to fight him. But if I got a guy in the ring almost like a crackhead, they'll pay me a lot of money. To fight. You come all the way from Texas, all the way from Florida to fight somebody don't know the last name. So who in the hell you need to point the finger at? I just had to clarify that, Don. You know, because people come at me, but I know how to handle them, Don. I don't worry about that. But I just had to make it clear, because anytime somebody would call me and anybody would trash me, it's the same one behind closed doors call me their brother. And I can easily say, go to hell. But my slogan, pay me, because you damn sure won't play me. The BOXFATHER has spoken, and I'm not joking.
I know that's right, man. Wow, man. Great talking to you, Skip. It's
always my pleasure.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You brought a lot here today for us to discuss. I want to thank everybody for stopping in and sharing the video right here today.
Yeah, I thank everybody for stopping in. And I thank Donna, you and Jay York for inviting me on your show again. And hopefully we'll do this again and again. And I thank everybody who tuned in, because, it's a pleasure talking to you. And I hope I answer most of your questions. If not, just don't worry about it. The BOXFATHER will be here another time,
Yeah.
But thank you, Donna. Thank you for having me on your show.
Well, man, I appreciate you coming on. We look forward to having you on always here on the People Show. And thank everybody for stopping in. Those Susan Hubble, Laura Reed, Jonathan Felton, and everybody that stopped in today. Right.
Thank everybody.
Skip.
Everybody for tuning in.
The BOXFATHER himself, the one and only great guy, man. Skip, we'll do it again soon, brother. We appreciate you, man.
We'll do it again, my brother. All right.
Thank you so much.
All right, you take care, Donnie. Thank you, my brother.
All right. There you have it, man. Skip. Wow, great guy, man. Great guy. Great talk today. Wow, what can you say? The guy's a wizard. You dig what I'm saying? He's a wizard. He knows everything. When it comes to boxing, he knows the ins and out. And we appreciate him coming on our show. Shouts out to my man, Jay. I don't know where he's at today. Phone lines was open. Nobody called in today. Okay. Well, maybe next time. Look, we're going to get ready to get out of here. I want to say thank you to people for coming on and being a part of the program today. We'll be back. We'll post it up when we'll be back again. And look, I'm not going to get into this thing about the Carmelo Anthony, but I'm going to want to say this. I hope everything works out for the young man. There's a lot going on in this world. There's so much being said. I wasn't there. You wasn't there. There was only 3 people that was there. I mean, besides the outside people that saw what happened. I know, so much has been said. So much has been said about that trial. But nevertheless, I'm going to leave it right there because I don't want to get into that. I don't want to get into that. This is a boxing show. We don't get into all the other crap, not calling that crap, but we don't get into that. Look, we'll catch you next time. Appreciate Skip for coming on. Go check him out. He's on Facebook. Just type that name in, Skip Crumpler. Yeah, for sure. We'll see you next time around. Thank y'all for stopping.
That's our time on the show. To be a guest on the People Show, please email dmost42@gmail.com. You will need 8 to 10 pictures, an introduction video, and at least 2 to 4 videos of your project. Send them to messenger@jyork or email them to jyorkproductionsync@gmail.com. Thank you for watching and join us next time on The People Show. The People Show is a J. York production structure. J. York Productions Group serves as the editor and post-production specialist for the D. Hall People Show. All interview footage is recorded independently by guests and submitted via file transfer. My role focuses on editing, sequencing, and final presentation.
Video and audio quality may vary depending on the original footage provided. J. York Productions Group is responsible for editing and post-production for the D. Hall People Show. I do not film guest interviews. All footage is submitted by guests, and final quality reflects the original recordings provided.